Press Gazette has revealed the biggest news brands on YouTube, with Vice taking the top spot and the BBC coming in a respectable fourth. Interesting how many started kind of 20 years ago. Even Vice sort of doing very well. I mean, it's hard to kind of break into this top list, isn't it?
It is an interesting list, and it's interesting as well to look at how the media platforms compare to individuals. And actually, a lot of individual media personalities have much higher media platforms than even some of the media entities that they currently are used to work for. And as you say, a lot of them are legacy media, and they've done a lot. I think the list is interesting as well, though, the way it's constructed, because it's based on subscribers, and then you look again at kind of views, and actually subscriber behavior just shows a lot more dedication, but it may or may not translate into actual viewership in any numbers. And so some of the publications, some of the media entities that are achieving the most views are quite different than the ones that are achieving the most subscribers. And actually, you can see a real political slant to the right in the the high subscriber media entities. But if you look at the numbers by views, actually, then you get MSNBC and some of the more left-leaning ones coming in. So
things that people are very passionate about getting that.
Yeah, exactly. So there's that kind of hyper intense partisanship on the right, and then perhaps more media consumption but less loyalty on the left, which is sign of our times.
Yeah, I mean, it's also interesting, Rebecca, that Piers Morgan doing pretty well actually with his TV show with his show. This last week it was announced that he's taken that in house from News UK. People sort of took the mick a bit out of him, sort of on a slippery slope. I think it's a pretty good thing he's done and managed to get control of.
Yeah, and I think there is something about, one of the discussions within the TV industry is how can we get YouTube stars to want to be, on our TV shows. And actually, a bunch of them don't, because they're like, I'm my own boss. I get the money, anyway. I have this massive reach. I don't need to be on TV. And it's interesting that you've now got people coming from that legacy media, that traditional media, going, maybe that's the thing to do. Maybe I want to be on a YouTube show. And I mean, also, I've been spending a lot of time with an older relative in the last sort of few months, and his eyesight's going a little bit, so he can't read as much as he used to. And he watches so much YouTube. Yeah. And he just flicks through because he loves a documentary, he loves a factual thing. He'll watch the TV news, and then he will go on YouTube and watch he's got it set up on his TV. And he just keeps telling me, this is the most amazing adventure ever. And I was like, I always associate YouTube with, very young sort of teenagers, early 20s. And I was like, okay, there may well be a silver market for YouTube.
Had you detected any algorithm within that?
He does have an interest in history, and of course it starts pointing you towards mid-century history, and then you come on and you're like, this show about immigration, I would balance it out with something else, if that's all right. We're gonna watch something else now.
My 11-year-old daughter is also watching a lot of YouTube, so it just goes to show YouTube is at either end of the age spectrum. And so she's watching a lot of YouTube, and since she was very young, she's able to do a terrifyingly accurate imitation of YouTube voice, like smash that subscribe button. It's horrifying.
My nephew, if we're around like a dinner table and he wants to get everyone's attention, he always goes, hey guys. And it's like, oh God, YouTube infection noticed. Well, go and check out the Press Gazette. Has a good list, breaks it down to lots of different categories, as we've talked about there.